I was talking about doing the Eurovision stream.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and I pre-watched this year's Eurovision. And it was stunningly bad, even by Eurovision standards.
Oh.
Which is like bar on the floor.
Right.
But this was like even below that.
Right.
So I might be nixing that idea.
It's just uninteresting.
Yeah, I mean, Eurovision kind of always stinks. It's not. The music's always awful.
Right.
The only funny thing this year is, for some reason, Israel is in it.
Good.
And every year, it's sort of like a bit of a controversy because Israel, like, kind of obviously, like, because they have it broken up. It's sort of the perfect European democracy thing.
Okay.
Where, like, the people have half of the votes, and then the faceless institutions have, like, half of the votes.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you get to vote, but your vote doesn't matter.
Right.
But Israel just, like, really obviously cheats in the fan vote every year. So they win it every year, even though they're, like, clearly not the most popular.
That's
and they'll even, like, you know, it's like really obviously like a JIDF plot.
Wow.
They try and win Eurovision every year. But the Eurovision, like, organization desperately does not want to have to do a show in Israel right now.
Right.
So they all, like, coagulate all their votes around whatever the gayest song is, both, like, literally and metaphorically.
Damn.
Every year it's like Israel's on top of the fan vote, and then all of the bureaucratic ones all go for one, like, really annoying gay song.
That's sort of like a cool that's sort of like a beautiful metaphor for, like, a culture.
Well, that's why I like Eurovision.
Yeah.
Because it is, like, all the problems in culture compressed into, like, a 3 or 4 hour block.
Yeah.
But, like, usually you'll have, like, one kind of okay song.
Right.
This year did not have
Nothing.
that. And, like, a couple years ago, because it's like a big award shows type thing, so they'll have little, like, intercuts between things.
Right.
And this year it was in Switzerland, so it was all just, like, boring, like, ski shit, like going into a chalet town.
Right.
But a couple years ago, it's all of the clips were this sort of, like, nightmarish, like, it was like a field with, like, 1,000 tiny little, like, literal, like, pod tiny homes. And there's this sort of, like, multi-ethnic smiling people living in their tiny little fucked up pods.
Whoa.
And that would be, like, the cut between the show, and then it'd be some, like, you know, guy in a dress doing, like, Stromae style emotional rapping.
Yo. Whoa.
So maybe it would be worth doing the Eurovision stream, but it was, like, even for Eurovision,
Kind of tough.
notably bad this year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. That's
But
good.
It is cool how it's just, at least for the last couple years, every year Israel is really, really obviously cheating the fan vote, but they do not want to have to, because whoever wins the next year they host it.
Oh,
so
yes.
if Israel wins, they have to go to Israel next year, and they desperately do not want to do that.
Yeah, you don't really want to be going to a music festival in Israel.
Not right now, no.
That's not what I would be up to.
Yeah.
Although
why Israel is even in Eurovision?
That's not really nothing. What's Euro about Israel?
Yeah.
Well, I guess what's American about Israel? To be quite frank with you, what's anything but Israel?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Though I think it would be cool if they had a Globo-vision.
Yeah.
That was
sending
like
Canada there would be awesome.
Well, because basically how it works, at least my understanding, is like the Eurovision, I forget what it's called, like the committee or whatever, is like it's made up of all the public broadcasters from the competing countries.
Oh boy.
So it's essentially like 35 CBCs are who's putting this on. So if Canada was to be in it, it would be CBC running it.
Wow.
So, like, we would be sending, like, hey, tapping rocks shit, like, every year.
We'd send just the biggest auntie you've ever seen, who's also a guy.
Yeah, we would be sending some big-ass aunties, brackets, male.
Auntie bracket uncle.
Yeah.
Auntie bracket cousin.
Well, I mean, it's you can kind of track things, because Eurovision this year, and this isn't new, a lot of guys in dresses.
Of course.
And, like, kind of borderline like frocks.
Okay.
There was one where it's like it's Eurovision. There's one year a couple years ago where like 75% of the people there were like black. Okay. All right. I don't have a problem with that.
Whatever.
Fine by me.
What happened?
And it was all black guys in dresses.
Whoa.
The level of buck breaking that goes into
Eurovision. Say, like, that's hard to do, to like get a black guy in a dress.
Wow.
That's go ask your black friend, hey, would you ever wear a dress for a comedy sketch?
Yeah, it'll be like Iceland going up and some black guy in a dress doing Stromae style emotional rapping.
The guys who like classified as blacker than?
Yeah.
Damn.
But there's this year was like pretty brutal. So there wasn't even like a good song. There wasn't really any drama other than the annual Israel cheating. So we have to pick a gay guy. Who's our best guy in a dress?
So you're telling me there's not even any violent thugs at Eurovision this year? Do you think Kevin Spacey watches Eurovision?
Maybe.
That seems like the kind of thing like a gay freak would enjoy.
Probably. I mean, occasionally, because like I think I'm the one person in North America who watches Eurovision.
I don't know anyone else.
Like every year. I've never met anyone else who watches Eurovision.
I've never, me neither.
And like they'll occasionally do kind of like cutaways to the crowd, which are kind of like uniformly like 55-year-old fat gay guys.
Yeah.
And like,
what the hell?
What the hell?
Israel's cheating again.
Israel's cheating. Why'd you disqualify Juiced?
That's good.
Yeah, they did have Tommy Cash was in it this year for Estonia.
Who's that?
You ever seen him?
No.
He's like an Estonian music guy. He had a cool song he released last year that he put out on Pornhub.
Cool.
It's like a music guy who puts out songs on Pornhub.
It's very Estonian.
Very Estonian.
Very cool. Very Estonian.
And they kicked Russia out, and Russia was... Well, you know, Russia's a nation of cheaters.
They love cheating.
And they would occasionally cheat by, like, sending a good band.
Russia does have some great bands.
Yeah, and they would, you know, sometimes cheat by sending, like, a guy wearing men's clothes who does good music.
Yeah, they would send, what the hell are they called? Fuck. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're a great band.
But they would sometimes send good music, which basically no one else has thought of that.
Like, who would Canada send? Metric?
No. It would be...
They would literally be anti?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It would be like some like throat singing shit, probably.
But wow.
Yeah. 100%. Because it's not like they send like big bands.
Right.
Like in the early 70s, maybe at the very first
like ABBA
one,
did it, right?
ABBA did Waterloo.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite possibly like the only good song that's ever appeared at Eurovision. So like every year they'll have like a Waterloo thing. Like the crowd will sing along.
Because it's the only time a good song was ever played at
They're
Eurovision.
still hanging their hat on Eurovision 60 years at Waterloo.
Wow.
60 years later. So it's been like the only like actually good song that's ever appeared at Eurovision.
Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah, but this year was bleak. It had nothing.
Huh. Maybe Canada should get involved, send some antis. That'd be good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who do you think CBC would send?
They would send an anti.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to be sending like, Metric or what's that big hipster Montreal band that was really big?
Arkells?
Yeah, no. Arcade Fire.
Oh my God. Oh.
But it's not even going to be on that level.
I just lost -2 health points from psychic damage from thinking of Arcade Fire.
They were huge like 10 years.
So big, dude. Fucking gay. Dude can't. Oh, man.
But you could literally go and probably find some no-name local band in any city on Earth that has better shit than anyone
at Eurovision
who's been at Eurovision since 1973 or whatever.
Damn, the Canadian alternative music scene is so tough, dude. It's tough because you know who the big bands are in Canadian alternative music today?
What's the Arkells?
It's the same ones that there were 20 years ago.
Still Arcade Fire.
It's the Arkells. It's Arcade Fire. It's Metric, who is good. It's fucking. It's like actually so sad.
But we would be sending more like whoever wins like the Junos in a given year.
which is who?
It's
Who is, by the way,
it's
who is
some-
Jan Arden?
I actually have no idea. I know she's some big annoying fat lady.
Yeah, because
but-
every time there's like a controversial movement in this country, the CBC is so quick to be like, by the way, Jan Arden is on this side. And every time I see that, I'm like, who the fuck is Jan Arden?
You know, I've never actually. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I've never actually thought about it. But I have no clue who she is.
Does anyone know who this bitch is?
Was she a singer?
I think so, but like annoying people are always like, well, Jan Arden doesn't think Alberta should separate. And it's like, do you
Yeah.
even know who Jan Arden is?
Yeah, literally, everything she'll pop up, and it'll be some like annoying Rosie O'Donnell style
Yeah.
big bitch.
Yeah.
Big
and
girl.
It's a big lady. And it's like, does anyone know who this lady is?
Canadian singer, songwriter, and author.
Huh. What, has she done any big songs?
Well, she had the classic song "Insensitive." Oh,
When did that come out?
Is "Will You Remember Me"? Will you remember me? Oh no, I think that's a. Yeah, I don't know. She's just some annoying chick. Who
Canada has a
pops
lot
up.
of like fake celebrity where it's like Mike Myers.
Well, he did real stuff 30 years ago.
Yeah, but why Canadians would rally around Mike Myers is even that is like kind of baffling to me because it's like he hasn't done anything for you.
Man, yeah, I had kind of related. I had a kind of brutal day today.
What happened?
Because through a horrible twist of fate and fortune, I ended up talking to not one, but two elderly boomer weed guys.
Oh, negative 600 HP. Like, when you have to do that, I hear the like Minecraft sound of taking damage. Like,
And it was two separate guys.